y'all, it's Janeen again from Living Life with a Twist, and I'm doing a couple of different videos this Thanksgiving season, showing you my cornbread stuffing, showing you one turkey video that I did where I showed you how I put it on the grill with parchment paper, and now this is another turkey video to show you a different way that you can do things. And this one actually comes from my grandmother, and she loves very bold flavors, and this is the first way I ever learned to cook a turkey, and so now I'm going to share it with you. Okay, y'all, here we go. I want to explain exactly what I'm doing here. Basically, I am making a marinade. This is not to be construed in any way as something that you would really eat, like as in like a salad dressing or anything like that, even though I'm going to be using vinegar and oil and all this stuff like that. This is an overly salty marinade that actually I marinate my turkey in for 2 whole days, and that actually helps the flavor get in there. The salt gets in there great, and so let's start with the marinade first. Unlike a traditional marinade or dressing, I actually put equal parts of always use, from her recipe, apple cider vinegar, and some type of oil that's not going to leave a flavor, such as an olive oil. That she didn't. You know, you could use olive oil, but that's not really the traditional recipe that I'm trying to show you from my family to yours. So this is hers, and so let's get started. Okay, first off, I'm going to do equal parts. I'm going to do 1/2 cup. You can do 1/3 cup, you can do 1/2 cup, whatever. Well, this is a large turkey, very large turkey that I'm going to be marinating, and so I'm making quite a bit. And I do believe that this is going to be enough. I hope so. If not, then I'll have to make more. Anyway, so I do equal parts vinegar, and I'm actually using sunflower and avocado oil. Put that in there. Oh yeah, I think that's going to be enough for the turkey. Okay, so like I said, I did 1/2 cup each of those, and of course the recipe will be below, but you could back it off if you have a smaller turkey. The turkey that I'm going to be bringing out, I believe, is 22 pounds, so that is why I am making quite a bit. And like I said, this is a overly salty, savory marinade because you need it. That bird is big. You want the turkey to take on these beautiful, bold flavors. So first off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a tablespoon of onion powder. And I know you're probably, this whole thing that you're watching, you're going to be like, oh my goodness, but I'll tell you what, it works. My grandmother did it, she taught my mother, I was taught. This is a tried and true recipe, so I know what I'm showing you right now is the real deal, and it works. Okay, so yes, I'm kind of eyeballing things because while I will taste it, it should be incredibly salty is what I keep saying. So this is just regular paprika. If you wanted to, you could use smoked, but that would just literally take over your entire marinade, and that would be the only flavor that you taste. But if that's what you want, then go on and do it that way. Okay, so next is ground cumin, but you have to be careful with cumin. I love it, but you know, sometimes don't smell it. Don't smell it before you use it. Sometimes it smells a little funny. That's what I tell people. I love it. I can smell it all day and have no problems. But some people, you know. Okay, so because I've been using tablespoon of the onion, of the paprika, I'm actually going to back off because the cumin is, woo, and just use, you know what, I'm not even sure I want to use the teaspoon. I think I'm actually going to be doing, yeah, 3/4 of a teaspoon. Actually, I'm going to start out with 1/2. Like I say, cumin is just that potent. You have to be careful. Might as well. You can always add more. So I'm starting out with 1/2 teaspoon. And that may just be it. Okay, garlic. 1 whole tablespoon again. Okay. I have my trusty pink Himalayan salt. With this, I want this to be very salty. Yes, folks, you're going to be like, what? But here's the thing. You don't make gravy out of the drippings if you use your marinade right here. You just don't. And you could use Lowry salt, but, and sometimes she did, but sometimes we don't. Point is salt, and that seems like a lot, but trust me, it always works. Okay, now that I have those in there, so that's going to be my apple cider vinegar, my avocado and sunflower oil, tablespoon of garlic, tablespoon of paprika, tablespoon of onion powder, 1/4 of a teaspoon of ground cumin, and 1 tablespoon of salt. Now, what I'm going to do is let me grab one of my tasting spoons. Maybe. We keep the tasting spoons around so we can just throw. And this isn't going to be something that you want to eat on a salad, or you're going to want to, it is strictly for a meat marinade. You know what? I'm going to add a 1/4 more of cumin, and I think that will be done. Or wait, no, I did a 1/2 of a teaspoon of the cumin, and now, okay. Okay, there we go. Better be safe than sorry. And actually, my mom is helping me film, and I want her opinion on the saltiness. So she's behind. You can't see her.
No, that's better.
I think it seems spot on.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep, that's her marinade. So there you go. This ended up being 1 whole teaspoon. It's going to be in the bottom of, you know, in the comment section or anything like that down in YouTube. Okay, so when I come back, I'm actually going to be showing you the bird and how I marinate it and keep it together for the 2 days that it's going to sit, and I'll be right back. Okay, here we are. This turkey is 22 pounds, and I want y'all to look at this. Our family's been using this for years, and they are oven-safe plastic bags. You don't have to use them. But what I like about them, even if you didn't put it in the oven, is the fact that it can hold this whole bird instead of using the, oh dear, maybe it's in, there we go. Instead of using this, which is what you actually tie it up with before it's put into an oven, I'm going to keep it to use it for later. I'm actually, once I put my marinade, I'm going to put this in here because it's going to sit for 2 days marinating. But before I put it in the oven, I'm going to open the bag back up, and I'm going to be putting all my aromatics in here that we're actually never going to eat. But it's going to be celery, it's going to be onion, it's going to be a little carrot, and a garlic clove, or not clove, excuse me, probably a whole head just cut open and thrown in there. I'm not even going to really bother taking the skin off the onion or anything like that. Those are going to all be aromatics. They will be all in the cavity, and so that's why I'm just going to seal it up with this. And you know, when you marinate something, it sits with the saltiness for so long. It's like its own, it's almost like it brines it that way. Because when we did the parchment paper one, we actually full-on brined it. But when you do this with the marinade like so, it does the same thing. It just takes longer, and it imparts different flavors because of the spices with it. But like I said, very salty. You have to have the salt. So for me, I just start pouring in here because I'm just going to go in and cover it with my hands, or you know, I have my gloves, and just to make sure that it all gets just a bit around, because it's going to sit for 2 days. You don't really have to even go move it. This is the best when you make this marinade and put this in the bag. You throw it in the fridge until you're ready to put your aromatics, put it in the oven. It's simple, it's easy, and we've never had a dry bird come out of these bags ever. They're always succulent. So, okay, so you just see how it's in there like so, the marinade. And I'm just going to seal it like this. Bam! It's going to sit in my refrigerator for 2 days, and next time you see it, I will actually have cooked it. Or you might see me putting the aromatics before I put it in the oven, but you will see the finished turkey, and so this will be our turkey part 2. Okay, here we are, y'all. It is Thanksgiving Day. We have, actually, this is the turkey that I started out in that Reynolds Wrap plastic bag that you can do. Fact is, this sucker is 23 pounds. It turned out to be too small for that turkey to bake in our oven. I think actually because it was so large, the skin would have stuck to it, it would have been bad. So what we did is, instead of cooking it that way, which would have been our other alternative method, I pulled it out, I dried it off from the marinade, then I put it in the parchment paper just like I did my other turkey. I put aromatics in the middle. You can see here, I don't know, I obviously can't lift it up. There's juices and things, but there's an onion, there's carrots, inside there's celery, there is garlic, everything that you need for those aromatics, and you can see how beautiful it browned. But I'm telling you right now, I can tell it's still succulent. Now, I went ahead and used one of my favorite tools, which is, because you know they have those plastic pot things in there, and I gotta be honest, don't totally rely on those. It's a piece of plastic. Get something with metal, get something that you can read, get something that you know for sure is going to give you the true account of what's going on. And here we go. I put it in the side, and it came up to temperature. Now, some people say you can take it out at 150 and let it keep cooking in there. I'm actually of the, if you do cook it correctly, you can leave it in a bit longer, let it hit the actual 165 and still retain moisture. And that's what we like to do so that it is fall off the bone and absolutely cooked. We're not getting sick around here. We never have and we never will on our turkeys. So I do the thick part of the meat. I'll come in here. You never want to actually hit the bone, but you just set it in there. They have some that you can just stick. They have it survives the whole oven process, and you just look. And it'll continue to tell you what the internal temperature of your turkey is. So since we just came out, I took the parchment paper off. I'm going to have to let this sucker sit for at least 30 minutes. Maybe not 45 minutes. 40 to 30, 45 minutes. Blah! Point is, you got to let it rest. You got to let the juices go back in. And so that's what we're going to be dining on today with our turkey day, with our family. And I hope you give this a try. Please, if you like this, even want to try it, you have any questions, leave a comment, hit like, subscribe, talk to your friends about it, and you know, and at the very least, natural prep disaster we are all about. We could do this outside, something that is independent of being on the grid and being able to take care of yourself and eating wonderful food. Who doesn't want that? So I encourage you to try our spices, to try our methods. Even in that bag, even though we didn't end up cooking it in there, it kept everything in. So it marinated for 2 whole days, and this is just the best turkey ever. So I'm going to tell you right now, from my family to yours, no matter what you think about Thanksgiving, at least one day of the year we can still get together and say, hey, we're thankful for each other. And we love you. Keep living life with a twist. Be blessed, y'all.